blast off and the clock has started.
Penis!
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of the second season of Brutal Brunch. I'm Tripp Parks.
I'm Mark, usually.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Mark.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he
I'm
misses
too
the mark.
tired to be myself right
I'm
now.
always Nathaniel Diamond.
I'm usually Nathan Smith.
And we have a very special guest here today, Mariel. We actually met in college. You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Your mom goes to college.
We both went to Radford, actually. My name is Mariel. We met, I don't know, when we were maybe 19, maybe?
That's
18,
even younger than
something
me.
like that.
I was in my 20s. I went to Radford. I went to community college first. And
Okay, so I was 19.
I was a little older.
Yeah,
Surprise.
so, Mariel, I have lived in Denver since last June and just loving this place.
So you moved here in like the middle of the whole shit show.
I think it was kind of the beginning of COVID,
And
actually.
June was like when everything was shut down.
Everything was shut down. I just drove myself here 35 hours and plopped down in Denver, and I've been happy since.
Pop down.
Yeah.
Where'd you first wind up in Denver?
Right where I am now.
Oh, right, because you don't know exactly where that
Yeah,
is.
on Tripp's couch, actually, no.
It's been couch surfing for the past 18 months.
Wouldn't be the
yeah.
first one on Tripp's couch.
Oh, my God.
Okay, yeah, let's not go there.
Let's take a left turn real quick.
I
what
live
I
in
do
the
best.
Platt Park area. Really cute,
Okay.
really safe, just really nice walking area, and a lot of art, a lot of little shops. Really cute.
Did you? Yep, nope, go ahead. You're the host.
Well, just want to dive into the art part of it
Yeah.
because you have been killing it recently doing your art stuff. You just started your own business. You want to give us your business
Ooh.
name? Let's plug you a little bit
Yeah,
first.
please, absolutely. Thank you. So my business name is Mariel Kay Creations. For those of you out there listening, don't know me, it's Mariel, like the Little Mermaid area with an M. I've had the name 30 years, and it took me about 28 years to say it that way because I get Muriel and Danielle and
Danielle.
literally everything. So Mariel Kay Creations, I paint, I do prints, and I take those prints and I turn them into clothing and home decor and accessories and cool things like that. The kind of bread and butter of the business is really taking prints and commissions for companies and brands and turning them into specific, unique pieces for their companies.
Well, that's better than loafing around,
Exactly right.
since it's bread and butter.
So, do you have a website that people can purchase stuff off of?
Yep, marielk.com or marielkcreations.com. Either one works.
And that's K spelled out K-A-Y.
Yep, marielkay.com.
Has anyone made the connection between Mariel Kay and Mary Kay?
No.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, that's
Mary
like-
Kay's done. We don't need that.
I still see a pink Cadillac drive around occasionally.
Do you?
I've seen like 3 out here.
Yeah, I have one actually.
You have a pink Cadillac.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some trademark infringement in this.
But don't
There
you know,
might be.
don't you know that all the basic white women went to Herbalife now?
Herbalife has anyone cared about Herbalife in the past like 10 years?
No,
That
but
is,
neither
like,
is Mary
Scentsy
Kay.
or something. I don't know.
Scentsi's been big. Amway's was always
Yeah.
there.
I don't know. Every time I see those pink Cadillacs, my butthole puckers.
Wait, why?
I used to go to school with this girl, and her mom was like the Mary Kay lady. It's a private school, so it was even worse.
Oh, no.
It was like cranked up to like 10. She just always drive around, do that really weird, like that suburban mom. Hey, like
Did she have the haircut too?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
yeah. It looked like she was already a grandma. You know what I mean?
So she looked like a psychic medium on True TV.
Yeah, but was obsessed with Jesus.
Oh.
No, they're the same.
Mediums are not
They
Jesus
can.
lovers.
No.
They can be.
But they shouldn't.
They
That kind
shouldn't.
of goes against.
There was that one woman that said that God blesses you with weight loss or some shit that was going on at a church once. That was a whole thing.
Oh, I saw a documentary on that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, she had the hair too.
the hair.
The big fluffy ass blonde hair.
Right, exactly.
She's
Like
in
the
jail now,
bleach
I think.
blonde.
Yeah, probably.
A Gemini.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The crazy lady?
Teresa, right?
Right, yeah.
Yes.
The Long Island
Long
media.
Island, yes. Yeah, from her home state, yeah.
Jesus Christ. So let's get back to art.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, let's
yeah,
do
art,
that.
yeah.
Enough
You
talking
mean
about
this
pyramid
isn't
schemes.
art?
Yes. All the art.
The art of speech.
The art of giant Karen hairdos?
Oh my God, that's
Hairdos,
his own.
even?
If I was like a hairdresser, someone came up to me and was like, "No, I don't want you as a customer anymore."
Right?
Just
But
quit.
let's talk about your artistic journey, because one of the big
Yeah.
things, like our whole purpose, really, for doing this podcast, when we have people come on, is like learning their journey. So, like, if any of their artists out there want to get to where you're at, we can kind of dissect that and maybe get them to where they want to go.
Absolutely. And I love that. Before we started the podcast, Tripp and I literally were just talking about our bad marketing experience. And I'm not going to throw any companies out there under the bus, but 2020 fucking sucked for everyone, right?
Yes.
It fucking sucked. Like, there's a lot of good that happened, but I lost 2 jobs in 2020 for numerous reasons. And, the first time it happened, I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. The second time it happened, I also thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. Part 2, yeah. Soul crushing. And I've always been into art, and I've always been in, marketing and advertising and retail. And so it kind of made sense for me to really take my art to the next level and, try to make it a real business. And January came around. I got fired in December. Really great time right before the holidays.
Perfect time.
Yep, spent the whole month alone in the house, feeling the feels, and then came out of it. I saw that I saw a Sinclair gas station. Saw that I was making the same amount of money per hour at my marketing job that I had just been fired at as the Sinclair. And I said, fuck that. I'm never going to be sad again about that job.
And you started working at a Sinclair.
And I got a job at Sinclair. Yes.
And the rest is history.
So I figured why not try it for myself. And, I've poured a lot of time and money and effort into the business this year. It's not easy. It's lonely, but it's amazing. I am doing what I love every day. And that's the best part.
I love that too, because we're both entrepreneurs here with all of us trying to get this started and you getting your show started. And 99% of it is absolute shit.
Yes.
Literally, I'm not not lying.
Just ask Marley.
Ha ha ha. Dog poop joke. But 99% is really shit. All the legal stuff you got to go through,
Right.
SEO work, websites, social media. 99% shit.
Taxes.
It's not glamorous as social media wants you to think it is.
No, not at all. But there's that 1% that keeps you going, and for us, we have this little group chat on Facebook. We always, talk to each other a little bit.
You still use Facebook?
Duh.
Everyone
Just
used,
kidding.
I didn't use Facebook.
We're that old. We have to.
We are
No,
that
listen,
old.
I have to use Facebook because everyone else did. I didn't use it at all until I moved here, and everyone else is so freaking old, and everyone's only on Facebook. So when Facebook was down for that one day, I realized I didn't have anyone's numbers. So if Facebook actually went down, I'd be fucked.
Well, no,
Funny.
and they're I have all the statistics and stuff for the podcast, and I put it on the podcast. Hey guys, recently we just broke 700 unique downloads as of this
awesome.
week, and we try to bring up the good stuff because there is so much shit going on
Yeah.
with building a business.
Absolutely. And insights, anywhere you can get them from, but take them and go with them.
Well, yeah, you're a marketer, any sort of insights we can get, little gems to understand what's going on.
Gems, I'm a
Exactly.
diamond.
Oh,
Fast.
you're not a garnet?
No, insights are really important. I actually did my master's in marketing and advertising, and that really showed me so much about just people in retail in general. And, to be able to sell to people, that's really the business. That's really what everything is. And, we're on our way. We're all on our way.
Well, yeah, and speaking of, I was kind of similar boat right here. That there is an art to marketing and advertising. There's a total art to it, and an art I didn't know about it was until I finished the book is choice architecture. Do you guys know what that is?
Choice
That's the architecture of choices.
Not the convenience store choice. I'm assuming we're talking about something specific.
Yes, very specific. So the way you go into a grocery store, right? All the important shit is in the back.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Yes.
so you have to go through all this. So that's part of choice architecture.
Or even
That's
the place on the shelf that they put it.
exactly, making sure that all the kids level stuff is on the lower shelves. Hey, mom, get this. So that's part of choice architecture. But what I didn't realize was they even make buildings based off of the way you're going to buy things.
It's the whole way, too, how I forget if it's left or right, but there's one direction, 80% of people, when they walk into a store, they automatically go one way. So that's where they build it in a specific way.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And then you'll see some grocery stores are actually designed so that you only end up walking one direction and then end up straight at the registers when you're done.
Right. So that's part of choice architecture, the stuff that we don't really realize subconsciously that we're doing.
Doesn't
they're
that
making
also
us do.
apply to the paint in stores too? How
Yes.
McDonald's used red and yellow because it made you not want to be there for a long
Yep.
period of time?
That's part of choice architecture. It's basically subconsciously making decisions for us.
Yep.
And there's a whole art to it. And I had no idea until I read this book how fucking in depth that it goes to. Even the way even probably the way my building, the apartment's set up here, it leads you to the leasing office.
Right.
Instead of leading you to the elevators. like when you walk in. So like I just think it's crazy that we go through day to day. You know, we're advertisers and marketers. That there's this whole other aspect to it that is just so much deeper than that we know. And I would love to be able to apply it to, you know, our businesses and whatnot. But I don't think I'm a very smart guy when it comes to that. It's kind of like, well, I think they're going to do this.
I think so. I'll just guess.
I mean, like the numbers and analytics and insights, anything you can get, even if it's just, you know, feedback, voiced word.
Oh, anything.
Anything. Yeah, that's really what I go after. And I want the honest feedback as a business owner and entrepreneur and as an artist as well.
Yeah.
All that mix, that honest feedback. And that's to anyone out there listening. Get your feedback and really take it and listen to it, and please give it if you're a customer.
And if you ever get pissed about it, take a deep breath. They don't mean it. Like when I had my first business, every like review I got, I was like, "Fuck you, you stupid son of a bitch!" Like I didn't do that.
Take it so personal.
Oh, man.
I haven't gotten my first bad review yet, so
Oh.
I know I don't
All
want
right.
to. I don't
Would
want
you
to.
like 4 of them?
Can
We
we
will-
wait till after the
I literally
podcast?
I literally cannot be rude, so
No, we'll give you some good. We'll give you glowing reviews.
Cool, thanks.
Like,
Thanks, guys.
we all saw your artwork and stuff like that.
it was really cool. Like it's
Thank you.
I mean, now we've talked about this like just before recording that like you were like lived in like South Florida. I got a lot of like South Florida art vibes from your work, like the kind of impressionist, abstract, like a lot of pastels and blues, and it looked like art that I would see a lot in Florida.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big water girl. Anything, the sun, the beach, all of it. I love that vibe.
But you're in
But I'm
Denver.
in Denver. Yeah, well, I was also I lived in England for 2 years as well. So I like a little bit of different, you know, different places, different people.
You guys heard it here first. Denver is the England of the U.S.
You know, it's not.
okay. What
There's
ways is
buildings
similar?
and people.
It's similar. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Is
Buildings.
Clouds right
There's
now.
buildings. There's alcohol.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Lot-
Yeah, I mean, like,
About it.
Lots of bad teeth.
we don't have eels in our rivers.
You know.
Yeah, no.
We don't have the teams.
Well, let's get back into your story real
Yeah.
quick. So let's start back. When did you start doing art?
Oh, I probably started doing art when I was like 3 or 4. I have an aunt.
Like
she's-
finger painting.
Oh, absolutely. She was an art teacher. She used to bring wet clay. If you know clay, if you've worked with pottery, it comes in big bricks. She would travel with that from New York down to Florida. We would make something. She'd travel back with it to New York, fired in her kiln, and that's how we would do arts and crafts.
That's
It sounds like Smokey and the Bandit.
I was about to
but
say,
with
like,
pottery.
when most people like travel with bricks to Florida, it's not usually clay.
She did get in trouble. They were like, "What is this?" Like, but no,
I love that so much.
Yeah. But I've always done art, and kind of the part of my story is that, you know, I grew up in a family where, you know, my mom was a vice president and CIO, chief information officer. She worked her way up in her business and at her company, and I wanted to have a desk job. I wanted to have that type of life where I could stay in a company and work there for 30 years, have a pension, and do that cool thing, right? And I didn't realize that I could make art or, you know, creativity my life or a business. I didn't know that at a young age. So after marketing and advertising and all the retail jobs I had, and it just that's how it kind of happened.
Well, what about college? Were you doing art in college while you were there?
I
Or?
did a few pieces. I did some pieces for like some of the sisters from the sorority, right? But and I did some recruitment stuff, but nothing really that I just didn't know that I could do it. No one ever tells you that you can be an artist until you are an artist, basically, and you know you are.
Fact, usually they deter you from it.
They did. That's exactly what happened. I was deterred from being an artist. For a lot of people say, "Oh, you could be a starving artist." Like,
Starving
that's
artist.
the worst. I think that's the worst description to give to artists. That you're literally telling them that they're gonna fail.
Well, we could also be starving any other profession, like we
Like I am
usually
right
do.
now with
Yeah.
this company.
And
As an
anything,
entrepreneur.
you really
Yeah.
could be. So
I mean, you could be writing code, which is like one of the most profitable jobs you could have out there. And if you're like starting up a startup, then you could be eating ramen for months.
So the trick is
That
to
sounded
crack
like a
the
really
code.
personal anecdote.
I mean,
No comments.
I'm sure. You know, all of us entrepreneurs, we get it, right? Like buying supplies is more important sometimes than
And eating.
Yeah, they're going out. Okay, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, more
Yeah.
of that. But
Yeah.
no, we totally get like we were talking about before. Like we got our first invoice this week,
Awesome.
and yeah, it's fucking dope. And we can't spend it.
That's how it goes. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't spend it. We gotta at least have $100 in that bank account.
absolutely.
But we make those sacrifices because we know what we're doing is going to be important later.
Absolutely.
We know that we're going to make an impact somehow. You're making an impact on people's lives. I've seen your Instagram is full of people that just are stoked on your products.
Thank you.
I saw that bench too. There was like a whole like picnic table
Yeah.
that you painted. Where was that?
So that's actually one of my favorite projects that I've done in Denver so far.
Would you say it was a benchmark?
It was a benchmark.
God damn it, Mark.
Mark, I'm sitting on a bench.
That was a
sitting
good
on a
one.
chair.
I'll give that one to him. So it's my.
Please don't.
That was pity.
Please don't give anything to
I
him.
sense so
I
much
have to give
pity
him
in
something,
that.
right?
No, you don't actually.
No, I won't.
Instead of make it rain, make it hail, and just throw change at him.
Don't worry, I
I
thrive
don't
on
wanna give my
depression
change
and
away.
hate.
I'm a starving artist, remember? So it's one of
picnic
my
table.
actual pieces, or I have actually 3 pieces at Infinite Monkey.
Oh, I've heard of that place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the winery in Rhino.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I
That
know
place is
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, I know where
Yeah,
it is now.
it's-
Okay,
I
I
would say
remember.
it's like my permanent pieces in Denver. You know, sometimes artists move their pieces around and do different shows and stuff, but it's 3 big picnic tables that I painted, and
That's super cool.
yeah, they're just chilling out there. So go check them out if you want to see some art. They're all different and fun.
Is your
and the wine is sick.
is your Instagram on the table?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, sick.
Okay,
And
good.
these are
Of course.
Infinite Monkey. It's a theorem. Is that the
Yeah,
the whole
Infinite
name?
Monkey Theorem. Yeah, in Rhino. It's a cool place.
So
But
make sure you guys check that shit out.
Go sit at the picnic table.
Follow
Yeah.
her on Instagram.
Tag her in your Instagram
If you guys want to
stories.
give us some free wine from the Infinite
Okay, yeah,
Monkey.
we're not gonna say no to that.
no, but
We'll take it.
Their wine is amazing. Everyone should check them out. But I love.
You can't whine about it.
No, you can't.
Oh my god.
Did they go
I'm
to
just gonna
you
play
or
through
did
it.
you go to them? How did that wind up working out?
I honestly think this opportunity was one that I saw them post about on Instagram and then reached out, and you know how that goes. And that's kind of one of my favorite things about Denver, actually. The
Right.
art community is pretty thick and large.
With 2 C's.
I really said that. It's real. I know. I'm gonna keep going.
So you can really make it through the grapevine.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, just like me and Tripp made this happen. You guys are here. The community is really cool in the art world.
It's warm here. Like I
It's like
spent-
60 degrees today, yeah.
Yeah, it's only warm in the summer.
Well, no,
It's
like-
still pretty warm. It's like 60-something degrees out in November.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
talking.
it
Oh
could
my
be-
God.
It could be Christmas in 60. I mean, looking at you, Texas.
Yeah, anywho,
Could
the-
also snow to the point of killing everyone. In
Looking
Texas.
at you, Denver.
In Texas.
That was
Look
ice.
at
That
you,
was
infrastructure of Texas.
Okay, we done?
No,
We'll keep going then.
I will. I want to go to Texas so I can have a broadsword.
Ice. Honestly, yeah.
We should stop this right now and then
Okay,
get
I'm
back
gonna
on
go-
topic.
Yeah, I'm back with the art community here. Like I reached out a lot to other artists like through Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. And there's only been one person that's been mean.
What did they say to you? Can we
Said,
fight them?
I don't want to be on your fucking podcast.
Wow. Like that exact quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
You should put that
Yeah.
in like review quotes.
Right,
They have
that
like
should-
movies or something.
That should be on the website. Like,
I don't want to be
This is
on
my
your fucking
favorite review so
podcast.
far.
Actually, no, Tripp, seriously, add it as one of those quotes that you made up on our website.
yeah, you could have it quoted by.
We have
like-
made up quotes.
But then we could start
haven't
replacing
seen
the made up ones with the real
The
ones.
actual
like,
You haven't seen- so I gave us fake awards on our website.
Oh, and you should definitely include the I don't want to be on your.
Yeah, and you can like have it quoted.
That's
as
so
some,
rude. What the hell is wrong with that?
Yeah, right?
Jesus.
Like
Frick.
one of our
they could have
awards.
just said no or ignored it.
I feel bad for them.
At
They're that
least-
miserable.
At least they're honest about their misery.
one of our awards says it's the best work. 2021's best workplace stated by your mom.
Your mom joke.
we won the
Original.
we won the Atlantis 2021 podcast festival
Atlantis.
because that's totally real.
That's in Las Vegas.
I mean, when you hear about a lot of
it's
like
in the,
underground artists, we're underwater artists.
like,
Is that the sound you make when you're?
are you a Murloc?
I'm a merman. Merman. Anyway, back to art. We do tangents a lot. It's hard for us to stay on topic when we're all ADD.
Artist for you.
But I want to do a little
I'm not even an artist.
backstory for us because
Yes.
you're one
Just
of,
about her back?
we know each other for a long time. Going to school, both in Greek life and dirty Radford.
Yes.
Where is Radford for everyone that has no clue where that is?
Southwest Virginia, y'all.
Appalachia.
That's Virginia,
Appalachia.
but Southwest, not West Virginia. Don't get it confused.
It's
It is a
It's
big
Southwest
difference.
Okay, so southwest of East Virginia.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
Southwest
Yeah, so-
East Virginia.
Yeah, we've known each other a while.
yeah, almost 10 years
Yeah,
technically.
it's crazy.
Almost 10 years. So
Too long to know people.
a majority of our lifestyle for 4 years was waking up, drinking all of our calories for 12 hours straight,
Oh, we
having
still
a
do
couple
that.
ramen noodles, and then going back out the rest of the night.
We still do that.
I don't remember doing that.
Well,
never did
okay. A keyword: don't remember.
I mean,
you
if
still
you don't
did
remember,
it.
you didn't do it, right?
Not denying you did it. You just don't remember.
I would just assume all those empty ramen cans next to my bed were like
Cans?
there for something.
You have like
As soon
cans
as
of
that-
ramen. You like crack open a can of ramen.
Dude, Radford was sketchy.
It was an interesting time when we went, but they've really done a lot to the school now. It's a great looking, like they've really done a lot.
When we started going there, it was not like that.
No, it's actually a beautiful school, and it's I mean, really great education, especially these days.
Yeah, honestly, for all the partying and jokes that I make, it's got a honestly beautiful campus. If you're on there, like it's absolutely gorgeous and
Right on the
it's-
river.
Students actually use the campus. You know,
Yes.
floating on the river was a pastime there.
One of the best, yeah.
You get to pee where you're at. Like,
Were there
where else can you do that?
were there vans down by the river?
Or what?
Were there vans down by the river?
No, that,
I'm just start ignoring
that was
you.
post Chris Farley.
Sounds about right.
So
Everyone else does.
You weren't. Were you able to keep up with your art during school, or was that kind of after?
Yeah, so the sorority thing had me doing a lot of like arts and crafts, like recruitment things, which was painting banners and posters and
But did you feel like you were actually like tapping into your art potential doing that, or are you just doing it because you're the only one who could hold a
that
marker?
was kind of it. Like it was always my apartment doing all the crafty things, and we were fine with it. But there was a few pieces that I made from the time I was in high school to the time after college that are kind of, you can kind of see them if you look at my work. You can kind of pick them out almost, the older pieces versus the newer ones. And I love that. I love being able to see how my style has evolved and, you know, how I've really come into myself and myself as an artist.
Well, it's constant refinement, and you know, I did that with music too. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I listen to stuff I did in high school versus what I did in college, and I'm like, I was bad. I was really bad.
Yeah,
But you listen to that progression, because if you're not progressing, what are you doing?
absolutely. And
Right.
that's the most important part about having a passion that you're so in love with. You really have to take the time and, you know, work at it. That's the biggest, most important part.
Right, and constantly pressuring yourself to move forward artistically too. So is there something that you want to do out there that seems challenging, maybe that you want to tackle anyway?
Yes, actually.
Oh, I'm getting
Yeah.
excited.
I know what I want, right? I want to do a mural. Like that's my next big thing. Funny enough, people used to call me Merle in college.
I remember
It was like the Southwest Virginia swag, because they could, like, if people were drunk, they'd go from Mariel to Merle.
Merle.
Yeah, so
You
like,
turned to a 70s country.
yeah,
singer.
Merle Hag. Yeah, so I really want to do a mural. I would love to do a really big scale piece. You know, I've done pieces that are about like 5 or 6 feet, you know, by 5 or 6 feet big.
Do you have any specific style in mind or location? Or both?
No, I want to do kind of my really rhythmic and pattern, my heavy rhythmic pieces. I just really want to do something kind of natural. A lot of people plan out their
Right.
murals really like heavily in advance, and I don't think I want to do that. I just want to do it and see what happens, and not a lot of people would let someone do that. So it has to be someone really daring and really exciting, and, you know.
But you got a good portfolio of stuff. I mean, you got permanent pieces already in Denver. Like I could see you leveraging something with that, being able to do that though.
Absolutely. So
Where
it's a
would
good
you,
thing.
if you could choose any place to do this mural, where would it be?
The state capitol.
Right?
On the Golden
Downtown.
Dome.
Yeah. On the airport.
That could probably be done with how much other like random alien shit they
Right?
do.
Oh my god, yeah. I would love to do one in my neighborhood. My neighborhood is so cute and small, and it has a few really good murals. But of course, Rhino's known for all of its
Right.
amazing murals.
The art district.
I would love to be included in that
Okay.
community, of course.
So if anyone's listening right now, can hook her up.
That has some swing anywhere.
Yeah, DM us, or even any building that you'd let us or let her do her work on.
Please, I would love to crush out a mural for anyone.
I was trying to say Muriel's Merle, and
I know.
there was just like
It's
the biggest
it's too
I don't
many
even
at
know how to
once.
say the word anymore.
It's just like your brain just goes to like not responsive, like it just crashes like Excel. It just
you know when
white space.
you know when you say like you had a brain fart, like my brain completely shit its pants.
Right. It's just like your brain just has too many things going on.
Saturday for you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick break. We have actually 2 new sponsors this week.
Oh, cool. Only
So
2.
One of them is Two Morons Talk. Happens every Thursday at 6:00.
Who are these morons?
It's Austin and I.
Oh,
We talk
you're
about-
right. The name
yeah.
does not lie.
It doesn't lie at all, does it? It's an entrepreneurial group. We meet up. Every week, 6:00 on Thursdays. Go find us up on Facebook. Also, Denver's Best Deals, which is a networking and also a lead generation for anyone else of us out there that wants to join it. Part of us. Please, we're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the places. Go check us out.
I hate LinkedIn so much,
Dude,
by the
I
way.
fucking hate it.
It's the smarmiest, most conceited facade of like what we think entrepreneurship and like the young profession. I hate LinkedIn so much.
Here's a real fucking twat aspect of LinkedIn. Is that no one really connects on there.
No, it's not. It's everyone's
for
just
sure,
like
no.
a circle jerk of people like, oh, I'm so courteous because I gave a potential employee like eye contact and I'm the best hiring manager ever. Oh, God, I hate LinkedIn.
So on that note, LinkedIn, will you sponsor us?
I won't accept it, actually. I will veto that sponsorship.
The
Then
amount
we
of time
could be LinkedIn.
the amount of times we cuss on this are probably like already shafted us.
Oh yeah, it's probably like it's like what will future employers think of you?
Fuck off. we don't need anymore. We're entrepreneurs.
Artist life.
Well, I'm not an entrepreneur.
Well-
I still have a day job.
Not by your dad's standards.
Well, that's because he's an attorney, and nothing will ever live up to being an attorney.
What is it like the highest calling somebody could ever be is an attorney to him?
Yes.
The law.
Well, no, I am the law. I got Judge Dredd over here.
I get that actually.
the
So
law.
I'm the artist in the family, right? My brother's the lawyer.
Oh, my brother is the amazing landscape photographer, and I was going to be the lawyer until I had a quarter life
Oh,
crisis.
see, okay, same.
So back to your art.
Yes.
How do you feel like your style's changed over the
Oh,
years?
yeah.
So I am definitely more intuitive and more emotional, and just really
It comes out through like kind of like that way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think as a younger person, you're not really into emotions. You're not really into intuition, and you're just like live. And now that I've kind of slowed down, and I go to therapy, and I write in a journal.
that must be nice.
I know, right?
So it's more about, I don't mean to interrupt you. It's more like channeling what you're doing and like putting it into it because I know as an artist myself, like it's very hard to sometimes be able to channel that energy and be able to take what you're feeling and put it onto sound or.
Absolutely.
How'd you learn how to do that?
I think I'm just kind of. I feel like I've always had a sixth sense, like about people and things, and I don't know. I take that and I just run with it and go with my gut. Like right now, I'm working on a commission for a young woman who reached out to me on Instagram, and unfortunately, she lost her best friend.
Oh.
Yeah, and they got some butterfly tattoos together, and they just were really into like the water and the beach and the ocean, and just having like a good free time with each other. And to me, like just talking about it now, I'm getting the chills because like
Right.
that emotion to me is so real. Like I can't even imagine losing my best friend. Like to be able to paint that for someone, that's why I do what I do. It's like I would love if I could see this girl's reaction when she opens the painting, right? Like
Maybe ask her to do that so you have
Yeah,
some
maybe-
content, But hey,
Yeah.
hey, could you maybe just take a video of you opening it up just so that'd be good for you,
Yeah, so just things like that. I love the pure, happiness that I can bring to people from just a painting.
Well, getting in that emotion while you're doing it, I know it's got to be kind of heavy. I mean, because when I'm writing music and it's really heavy, it's hard to get out of that kind of vibe because you put yourself in there. Mm-hmm. How do you get yourself out of that? That the vibe once you're done painting. Like, does it linger? What happens there?
I kind of live inside my painting. Like when I'm painting, my entire room, office space, everything there's paint everywhere. It's like I'm living in it. So for me to get out of it, I have to put everything away, clean up, and like kind of do a blank slate. Take myself out, get some air, but it's the mess of the art, right? I live in that.
Which draws which? Do you get into that nest of art, or does the nest of art put you in the headspace?
Ooh, good question.
Really good question.
Or is it just synonymous with each other? You can't separate them.
Yeah, and maybe, other artists would get this, but, when I have something that I have to do, a painting that I know I have to finish or what have you, it's really hard to finish. When I know that I don't have to finish something, it kind of just flows and it's easy and, whatever. I've had paintings on my walls for 2 or 3 years that are unfinished. And that's just the artist way. You can't push yourself to be creative. If you don't like it, no one else is gonna like it.
So then how do you manage when you do have a commission that you have to finish? How do you still feel genuine to your art if you don't want to?
Wow, that's a really great question, actually. You just
Diving deep here.
You just do it. At that point, you do have to see it as work, and you have to know that you're an artist, and basically this is your job. You wouldn't have this as a job if you weren't good at it, and you have to remind yourself that I'm fucking good at this, and I can do it, and that's kind of it.
Does that feel less like your art then if you feel forced to? It's not something you want to or something you feel through you, but just you have to put it on the canvas because someone paid you to. Do you feel like that's not so much your expression as the money's expression, or do you still feel true to those pieces?
That's, a really important way to look at it is anytime that I sit down to do art, I'm going to put my heart and soul into it because I can't like paint landscapes per se. I can't really do like a person or an animal or a tree. I just kind of do what I do, and I don't know. So it's always, I don't know. I don't know any other way to put it.
Okay. I mean, that's absolutely an answer.
Is it? I
think
got
so.
lost in
Right.
it.
No, because that's just something you still feel that it's still through you, that it's not fake, it's not something false, it's still, it's not some like simulacra of what you think your art should be, but you still take ownership of it, and it's what you still want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't know this story necessarily pertains directly to that, but I know the story of Picasso. He made this doodle in this coffee shop, and he's about to throw it away, and this lady grabbed it out of the trash and was like, "Can I have this?" And he was like, "For $60,000." She was like, "What?" She's like, "A doodle on a napkin." He was like, "Yeah, that took me 60 years to make." And that's what that little, as soon as he said that little moment set in, and it was like, artists take their entire life to create their skill, their entire life to hone in and be better about what they're doing constantly, and that means a lot to me as an artist. That, that little bit meant that much to him because he knows how much he was worth.
Absolutely.
I think all of us as artists, we should take a step back real quick. Like if we're not Picasso, we're not, take a step back. If you charge him $500 for your portrait or whatever, and maybe put it down a little bit and start and make sure you're collecting your audience, build your audience up, make sure that you're doing that. I know it feels like it's worth more than that at the point, but you can start charging more later.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also, I'm not sure I 100% agree with that, because if you start out your worth lower than you think you're worth, then that's going to be infectious throughout your entire progression as an artist, where if you start yourself, if you start valuing yourself less than where you're actually valued, you can't get out of that mindset.
Well, it depends on who you're in front of, though. If you're in front of people, a lot of artists are broke. If you're in front of broke artists, that's your demographic. Then you got to start charging deeper. But if you're in front of rich people, charge them out the asshole. Rip them off. Fuck it. They have money to spend.
So then, are you valuing yourself as an artist? Or are you just valuing the business aspect of it?
I think you should value the marketplace first, because that's what you have to. That's what your competition is, the marketplace. Like what your value means nothing when the market actually sees you as.
Do you think that takes too much of a black and white economic approach to art, though?
Well, I think if you're starting off as an artist selling your pieces, you got to think as both. You can't just be one-sided.
Yeah, I think artists fall in a weird juxtaposition where they have to value themselves higher instead of lower to beat competition, because by lowering their own standards, they're lowering the value of everybody else's pieces at the same time.
Absolutely. So one of my big things is even not calling myself an artist, right? I call myself a CEO and creative director. Like, I don't want people to think of me as an artist, because then you get that starving mentality that,
right.
You can pay me whatever you want for my painting just because I need the money. No, I'm a business owner and I'm creating a business, and that's anything, a coffee shop, a bar, selling insurance. Like you are creating a business. Whatever you're doing, you're selling.
Right, you're creating a brand, really, and you're a direct representation of your brand.
Absolutely.
Right, and I think that's an awesome way that you put it that way, and I hope other artists that listening to this are hopefully putting themselves in that category of you're not starving artist. You're someone trying to drive through your passion. You're trying to make a life through your passion.
Absolutely.
Right.
Every new business, it takes a few years to get started. So that should be any artist, musician, starting a podcast, right? Like, go for it.
Who would do that?
Bunch of fools, really.
A bunch of fools.
About 4 white guys in an apartment.
That's what you call a group of white guys as a podcast.
podcast.
Right.
Podcast. I love it.
That might be the funniest thing you ever said.
Oh, no. That's a really low bar.
It's like a group of crows, like a murder, like a bunch of white guys.
A group of baboons is a congress. A group of white guys is a podcast.
Well, I mean, obviously your bars are low since you stopped law school. You didn't even make the bar.
I've never passed a bar.
Yeah.
It's a double.
I've thrown up on a bar once.
Only once? Wait, on a bar or in a bar?
Once on a bar, it was BT's.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I've never thrown up on a bar. I've thrown up in bars.
It's a good time.
Aplenty.
They gave me a shot called a gorilla fart.
Ew.
Oh.
Okay, I really don't want to know anything, so let's change the
I mean,
topic.
Yeah,
as
that's
far
a
as
good-
like
that's a good time.
gross sounding shots, my favorite
boy.
one is the hot beef injection.
No, that's so much worse. That is so much worse than a hot beef injection.
Oh, it is.
Have you
But
had
it's still a
have you had a
delicious shot.
cement mixer?
I have.
The fuck's a cement mixer?
I've also had a liquid abortion,
It's like it.
also known as a brain hemorrhage.
Doesn't this mixer use like mayonnaise or something to like?
Dude,
I will kill myself before I ever drink one of
I
those.
will never have any of these ever, just so all
you had none of these in college?
Nope.
All right.
My
So
favorite word is no.
Consent.
I respect that.
What
So
one
it's-
word
Consent
I
is
could
key.
not say in college?
So when someone says, "Here's a shot of mayo," no.
Well, right. I
Well,
mean, I have the problem
don't you
where
mean Mayo?
I cannot say no to a free shot. That's just a fact I've come to grips with in my existence, where no matter what I'm doing, if someone's like, here, take a shot, it doesn't matter what it is. As long as it's alcohol, obviously I'm not just going to drink a cup of mayo.
Where are the wise when you're in Radford? Don't have the mentality.
I've also, I don't plan to ever drink in Virginia.
Don't go there. So the cement mixer itself is kind of weird. The way the chemicals act, if you don't take it right away, it starts congealing into a jelly.
What is it?
It's like
Ew.
what is it? There's some kind of creamer in it, and then there is like a slight bit of mayonnaise, and then like some other
A slight
liqueur
bit
on
of
top.
It's
mayonnaise.
disgusting.
I'm gonna
You
Google
lost-
this.
you
right
lost
now,
me.
Actually. I mean,
Yeah. I've only had 2 in my entire life, and I would never do it again.
Why'd you do a second?
Well, that's
time?
like the.
Well, when you're drunk and everyone's doing cement mixers, like I'm gonna do a cement
Wait,
mixer.
no, I mean everyone's doing a cement mixer. What is that? A thing
Well, that's like a
everyone
brain
does?
hemorrhage shot where it's like.
Yeah, the alien
Bailey's-
brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, it's like. Well, it's also a liquid abortion depending on where you're
Cement
at.
mixer
But
shot.
it's like Bailey's, grenadine, and then something citrusy to curdle the Bailey's.
That's
when
what it
you
is.
drink
It curls. There's a Bailey's. That's what it is.
Oh,
It
it's
curls
just
it.
Irish cream and lemon juice.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's basically
So
a
not as bad
liquid
as what I said.
abortion
There's
without
no
grenadine.
No, that's not as bad at all. That. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm actually it doesn't sound horrible.
But if you
I
don't
just
drink it quick, it starts like making like a
curdling.
jelly.
I feel like that would just
disgusting.
curdle, and then it would be weird.
Yeah, it's like drinking cottage cheese if you let it sit.
I
down.
love
Yeah.
cottage cheese actually.
But it doesn't taste
You're
as good.
disgusting.
I love
Cottage cheese is
foul.
delicious.
That's a hill
No,
I will
you know what
die
the
on,
best
actually.
cottage cheese is? The cottage cheese you get at like all you can eat buffets. For some reason, it's different than
Ew.
like what you buy from a store.
I really
It's
hate
all the
how
germs.
much I actually know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
because
I
it's
really
got like
despise myself.
It's got like a thicker
Gross.
texture.
I
and a
don't know
different
why
flavor.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I
So
do.
art. I was part of that. I was part of that tangent. I'm sorry.
You started the tangent.
No, I did. I end up always do. But anyway, back to your art. So where are you at right now with, your business? Where you at with art, and where do you see yourself here in the next few months?
Yeah, so just on November 3rd, I launched my clothing and home decor products.
Oh.
Yes, this is one of my prints right now I'm wearing. I know our podcast listeners can't see.
We'll take a picture
Super
together. We'll
braille.
put it on there so that everyone
Yeah,
can see it.
yeah, the shoes. I also paint on clothing, but what I'm working on right now is working with different companies to get some sustainably made clothing with my prints on them or made out of my fabric.
How do you source sustainable clothing? As Like a
That's a
third
very good
party?
question.
It's really, I mean, it's hard, right? So I
It's
don't
really
wanna-
hard.
No, it is hard. I don't want to give like secrets.
I mean, you don't have to
away.
give secrets
no,
away,
I'm not,
but-
yeah. But some of the like, I wanted to, have my products made in America, save some distance and travel,
Right.
to, some gas, right? But also just the way that they're made. A lot of my things are hand sewn.
Well, big thing is probably the language barrier too, because I've worked with manufacturers in Pakistan and all across when I worked at a supplement company, and there's a language barrier there. And sometimes when you say something and they print it off, it's not going to come out right.
Well, and quality is really important to me. Like I worked for Nordstrom for 7 years. I've always been into fashion. I worked in the designer departments, and quality is really important. You don't want to buy a piece and throw it out, especially if it's a piece of art, right? That's not the goal ever. So I want my clothing and my home decor items to be really well sourced. So they're hand sewn. A lot of them are made with pretty sustainable fabrics. Just depends on the actual product.
Right. And quality clothing is cheaper than fast fashion because sure, you can get something on Shein for like an eighth of the cost, but you have to buy a new one every 2 months because it rips. But if you buy actual high quality, it's a whole lot cheaper in the long term.
Absolutely. And if anyone has seen me around this past year, I wear all the clothing myself. Like I wouldn't wear it if it wasn't good.
And you wouldn't make it if you wouldn't wear it.
That too, yeah.
It looks like super high quality stuff from where I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and that's a big part of the business journey though, which people don't understand. People are like, oh, where'd you get that printed? Where'd you get that made? And I literally have spent the past 8 or 9 months pouring in time, money, and effort to find these different companies and products to really source, like I said, a little sustainable. I know no clothing in retail is ever going to be sustainable unless it's really, quality. So that's what we're going for.
Have you found any local sources, even just like Denver, that you want to prop or plug or recommend?
So that's actually kind of my next big journey. I want to work with some local makers in Denver to have some of my smaller products hand sewn here. Like I said, they're being hand sewn in Canada right now. But
America's hat.
they're just nice. Good. I mean, they're nice to me, right? When I email them, they email me right back.
They're super friendly.
They're
Super
nice
friendly.
to everyone.
But they don't send emails, they send A-mails.
Well,
Oh,
oh, okay.
what you talking about?
That was kind of funny. So it's, I would love to have some things made here. Like, I want to have some dog bandanas made. Some like.
Why was dog bandana your first example? I really want to know.
Because I think people love their dogs in Denver, and I think yeah.
I'd buy it right away.
Right? I knew he would.
You are a target market.
So it's also, but right. So I would love to bring it even closer to home, and that would really, So if there's any, sewers out there in Denver that would love to connect with me, I would love that.
Yeah, hit us up if you can't find our stuff. Hit us up on DM and we'll connect you guys together. Whatnot.
Yeah. Mariel Kay Creations.
We're getting closer to the end of the podcast here. One of the things we want to ask you is, what advice could you give an artist that is trying to be in your position, owning your own business, selling your own things, doing your own thing really all together? What advice could you give them to where they're at probably right now and where they can get to, how they can get to where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that could go into that answer, but really, you just have to really believe in your craft and your passion, and don't ever stop. You just have to keep asking for opportunities. Don't be embarrassed if you want to get your paintings in somewhere. If you want to sell something to someone, just ask. All they're gonna say is no. I mean,
That's
I
the
guess
worst thing they could say, right? Is no.
Well, they could.
Or they
tell
could
you
also
that they hate your
say,
stuff.
or they could also say, no, I don't want to fucking be on your podcast.
Yeah, they could say that too.
I want to be on your
but-
fucking podcast.
But that really
was the
doesn't
quote.
happen often. So you really just have to stick with it and know that you're an artist for a reason, and that this is a business for a reason.
Yeah, believe in yourself. Make sure you put some time. Make sure you're putting time into it every day. That's another big thing. Like, I didn't do that too much. Well, I did with my first job, and I still failed with my first business. So I didn't really fail. I joined pro football. But anywho, you want to plug yourself again real quick? Make sure you get your stuff out there.
Yep. So my website is Mariel Kay Creations, MarielKay Creations.com, or just marielk.com. You guys can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. really everywhere.
We all know how much we love LinkedIn.
Yeah, I heard. I also work with Guest House Staging in Denver. If anyone needs any paintings for staging, you can get some of my paintings from them. Denver's a really great place to be an artist, and I feel really lucky to be in this community.
Well,
So really thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, no, we love having you on. This has been a great podcast, to be honest. We're going to plug ourselves real quick. Follow us on Patreon, Discord, and then as of next week, we'll be on Spotify Greenlight.
What is that?
Oh, that's right. You weren't here. at the
You
last
weren't here
episode.
for it.
No,
So
it's-
I had to
it's
work.
the Discord
And on the
of
last
Spotify.
episode.
Oh, that's a thing?
It is now.
Oh.
So fans will be able to talk to us.
Then
through
what happens to Discord?
Well, it depends if we can make money off Greenlight. If we make money off Greenlight and then not do Discord, I'd be a happy man because I don't know
So
what Discord
Greenlight's
is.
less discordant? Okay.
All right. Anywho, yeah. Follow us on. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, whatever platform you use for podcasts. We're also on YouTube, but rather you not follow us there because we don't have videos yet.
Makes it a
Someday,
little harder.
Apple Music.
One of these days.
Well, yeah. I think actually we're already on Apple Music.
Oh.
Oh, for real?
We had our 90-day waiting period. I think we're on there now.
Awesome.
But I don't care about Apple at all. They can suck my salty balls.
The entirety of. I mean, I don't know. Don't we all
Blood
have iPhones
apple.
here?
You know what they
Yeah.
say? A bad apple spoils the whole bunch.
On that note, on that beautiful bombshell,
You're welcome.
And on this bombshell.
on this bombshell, peace, y'all.
Peace.